Alright everyone, Cowboy Trades here. Welcome back to the channel for another update on Bitcoin. So it's 2 days away from our next FOMC meeting and it looks like Bitcoin has danger below. I want to show you 6 different charts in total today. Let's jump into these, starting off on the lower time frame. Now, you can draw a rising wedge over on the 1 hour time frame, something like this with a slightly less aggressive line of attack. But what I really want to show you is this 4 hour time frame rising wedge. Now, rising wedges are obviously bearish patterns, and if we are looking at this, I personally do think it's more likely we will be lollygagging into the next FOMC meeting. Over on Wednesday, I find it more likely that we'll break to the downside of this. So if we're looking round about this area, if we do extrapolate the breakdown target of this rising wedge, you could definitely see Bitcoin revising these $25,500 price targets. Of course, if you're bullish, you might be thinking this is where we bounce from, confirm previous resistance, flip to support. If you're a little bit more bearish, you might be thinking, hey, we come down to 25,000, this is your last line in the sand. If we do break down to the downside of this, then this entire pattern might just be one big BART pattern before we do come back down to the downside. But nonetheless, 4 hour time frame, 25,500. That's really what I wanted to show you over on this chart, heading right into the next FOMC. If we come over to the daily time frame, we talked about this before. We have a line of best fit through these data points. You can see on the price action we are making, since here we've got highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher highs, higher highs and higher highs. Over on the oscillator, you've got highs, lower highs, lower highs, and lower highs. We are currently building a very, very strong regular bearish divergence at this moment in time. Like I said, if you're looking at this as something like a BART pattern, you could definitely keep your eyes on 16,300, but in the immediate short term, 25,500 is really where I want to keep my eyes on. Now, this is the most important chart. Now, there's a lot going on in this chart right now. There's a lot of previous FOMC gaps in blue that have been filled, unfilled FOMC gaps. This has now been filled, so we can actually clear this. I do need to update this chart at some point very soon, but if we do come over to the daily time frame, I do clear this up for you so you can see exactly what I'm looking at right now. We do have 2 price gaps. This one over here, very, very tiny. This was actually formed on a Thursday, so I'm not really keeping my eyes on this one. But we do have 2 different price gaps. This is why the title of this video is Danger Below. The most important chart you need to keep your eyes on is the Bitcoin CME futures. Now, we already talked about this CME gap all the way down here at 20,300. We've obviously bursted to the upside since then, and over the weekend from Friday to Monday we have been pumping. So what this means is we've now got a new CME gap to the downside at 26,900. So basically 27,000. If you do start seeing a break to the downside coming into the FOMC meeting down to 27,000, then of course we'll be falling to the downside of this 4 hour rising wedge pattern with a price target down at 25,500, at which point you can see us coming down to this 25k region, which was previously resistance. This is going to be a very, very important retest. Now, what I do want to show you that would be very important about this, if we do start getting rejected from this level, and for example, we start heading down to 25,000, this is what this is going to look like. This is going to look like a retest of Bitcoin's 618 Fibonacci. This was previously support over here, previously support over here. This is now going to be broken to the downside and flipped as resistance. So you can imagine if we do lose this 28,000 level that we're currently residing at, it's not going to look too good for Bitcoin. This is a Fibonacci level. This is also, previous support, previous support, previous support. This could be a very, very brutal deviation before we do confirm this resistance, or previous support rather, as resistance. There's also lots of trapped liquidity roundabout here. And what I do want to show you, coming back over to this chart over here, you've already got the price targets of these 2 gaps. What I do want to show you is we do actually have an unfilled price gap right here to the upside at 29,100. So is it impossible for us to push up to 30,000? Is it impossible for us to come and fill this price gap at 29,000 or so ahead of the next FOMC? It's really not too far-fetched. We already pushed up to 28,700. Would I be surprised if we got a tiny, tiny push up before the FOMC? Or, for example, we get the FOMC, we have a whiplash up, and then we fade the move and break back down and start fulfilling these other price gaps at 25,500. It is not completely unimpossible. We do have trapped liquidity in this range around about 30,000. So is it once again possible we push up just above the 618 before breaking down to these price targets of 25,000. It is a possibility in my opinion. I'm really keeping my eyes on this ahead of the FOMC meeting. And while we are talking about the FOMC, before I do get into the two final charts, I would just like to let you know that I have updated my thoughts on the FOMC and the stock market. It is in this video over here. It is timestamped for your convenience. I know a lot of people that do watch my cryptocurrency videos might not be the biggest fans of stock market analysis. While I do highly recommend it, I do understand. So this is why I do timestamp my videos. So if you do just want to check out my FOMC thoughts, you can come and click on the video, FOMC thoughts. You've got it all over here. I won't regurgitate that information. So let's dive into our next two charts. Let's come over to the total cryptocurrency market cap. Once again, my main thoughts I've shared on the channel already, so I'm going to fly through these two. On the total cryptocurrency market cap, previously, just before the final capitulation into bear market lows, we did have a falling wedge. We broke to the upside of this, had a failed move equals a fast move in the opposite direction. Right now, Bitcoin in this bear market has a falling wedge. We've broken to the upside of this, and we're stuck underneath the 618 Fibonacci right now. Bitcoin's underneath at 618 Fibonacci right now. We've got the FOMC meeting 2 days away. A lot of the markets are thinking that the Fed is about to pivot. So if we do get 25 basis points or even better, 50 basis points, I do believe we're going to absolutely rocket to the downside. So once again, my thoughts on the FOMC are in this video over here. Be sure to check that out. Total altcoin market. Once again, a video that we did make the other day. In 2018, we had a bear market falling wedge. We broke to the downside of this, or rather what I meant to say, sorry, is we pushed up to the upside of this. We retested the top of the falling wedge, and that was the final indicator that once we got rejected, we had one more move down into bear market lows. We are once again forming this exact same pattern. We do have on the altcoin market right now a falling wedge. We are currently getting slapped against the top of this, and I do think it is very, very likely if we do get 25 basis points or 50 basis points, we will be coming all the way back down, making new bear market lows. And then at this point, this is much more likely where I think we will be bottoming, in my opinion. So for today, my friends, that's all I've got. Bitcoin has danger below ahead of its next FOMC meeting. What do you think about this? Do you think the Fed will be pausing interest rate hikes? Do you think they will be raising interest rate hikes? Or do you think they will be cutting? If you do think they'll be cutting, let me know down in the comment section down below. But for today, that's all I've got, my friends. If you do enjoy this content, let me know down below by leaving a like and a comment. Share the videos with your friends. If you want to further support the channel, feel free to click the join button and become a member today. If you haven't already, follow me over on Twitter at 618_cowboy. But for today, my friends, that's all I've got. It's been your boy Cowboy Trades. I'm out. Peace.